So welcome everyone to another conversation. It is with great pleasure that I get to introduce you to Julie Lomas. Now, I met Julie, was it 18 months ago? I think. I remember the first moment. It was with a mutual friend of ours, and you popped your head across the Zoom camera and we said hi.
We did.
And then soon after that, we got to have our own conversation and started to do some things. So what is interesting, Julie, is the different locations that you seem to be around the world, because it's never one place. You don't seem to sit still a lot, which is a lovely characteristic of you. But I've actually been able to speak to you from here in Australia, and you've been in different countries as I've been able to do that. Where would have been the first country that you were in when we first started this?
Kuwait. I was in Kuwait with our mutual friend. And I'd seen the difference that you'd done with her, or I'd started to change with her, and already kind of felt I knew you through the work with our mutual friend. And and that's what decided me, I think I have to have a go at this.
I know you've just mentioned about when you first got introduced to me, but I'm really curious to share, what was it about Unlock Your Power that you went, I'd like this?
Well, first of all, our friend was talking about it and she told me, and I saw the sparkle in her eye. And I thought, oh, when she's interested in something, I normally am too, because we're very close. And then being a coach, a life coach, a holistic coach, and all the things I do, I was thinking, oh, this sounds intriguing, because this is a different way of looking at issues and bringing issues up. And so it just intrigued me, the whole thing, because it was just a different concept, a very intriguing concept, because it's that looking inside, going deeper, which I love to do, and intuitively I love to do. And so that's what got me.
And isn't this interesting? I think this is a really cool piece between you and I, and that I want to share with as many people as I possibly can, because you actually do, others might say, similar work to me. And yet we found ourselves being able to work with each other. It was almost aligned, the work that you already do for others. It was then became apparent that you could benefit for someone else doing it for you.
Absolutely. And what I like is, because, as you've mentioned, I travel all the time, but it really doesn't matter where I am or who you are, because you're still in tune with people. You can still connect, and you can still do this deep mind-breaking work, as I like to call it, because it's just an ability that we have, and that's why our connection is so cool. And it's difficult to find. I don't find people very often who are on that same intuitive wavelength in the astral or whatever, who are sensible and who really understand the energy they're playing with. And to me, that's very important. And that's why I think I really clicked with you. And I thought, oh, this one's intriguing, because this is the same level as I, but doing it slightly different. And I loved the concept. So.
Question, what surprised you about this program?
Well, I wasn't expecting to be surprised. I think it was the fact that you really got into my head, into my brain, so to speak, and pulled out the underlying issues that we all think we've dealt with. But when they came out, I went, those were those real ha-ha moments, the things that you can help your own clients with, but you never really look at yourself with. And then you go through life finding struggles with certain things and you don't know why. And you were able to pull that out, and we're going, oh my God, of course that makes sense. And you brought it together and made me think. And I remember I'd always say to you, Chris, really nothing's happened really. I mean, and then I'd start telling you everything that had gone on. And I go, oh, of course.
Every time we had a conversation, no, there's been nothing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And not realizing.
So what challenged you about this?
You made me think deeper than I normally think, but it was the feelings that would come up And then I'd battle these inner feelings, emotions, or whatever it was that we were dealing with at the time, and putting that into my life and actually accepting and saying, yeah, of course, I have to allow that feeling so that I can actually integrate what Chris has done. And these little battles going on inside me going, but that excuse of not doing something or not achieving. And that was my battle. But wanting to do it, but I think maybe the fear.
Yeah, fear of
that was
change.
my
I mean, that's such a common thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That fear of change. I mean, both you and I see
Yeah.
that every day with
Yeah.
others. It was prominent with you. It was something that you had a lot of changes going on. So seeing how you could navigate through that with a little bit more ease was...
Yeah. And stopping that mean girl critic inside my head, being mean to myself, questioning myself and my lack of ability, and the imposter, feeling like my life, sometimes I'm just an imposter because, well, I'm helping those people, but am I really helping those people? Am I really helping myself? You made me really think, and got me over these self-limiting beliefs. I like to call it that mean girl syndrome in my head.
Yeah, and it's so common, isn't it? We tell ourselves more negative things than we tell ourselves positive things, and it's something
absolutely.
that every human I've ever met has been like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I guess what's been your outcome? Now, I know over this 12-month period, there has been a number of different outcomes, but I'd love to know what's your favourite outcome, or what's the one that stands out for you?
Me questioning myself and you pulling me up and making me believe in myself. But it's also stopping me staying in a comfortable zone and really making me think what I really want to do and how I want to change, and having to adapt to technology. I don't like technology, and I use that as an excuse all the time. So I think for me, this is what I've got out of it the most. It's stepping out of my comfort zone and asking people who may be able to help me, but also thinking, oh, no, I'm not going to ask, because if I actually start doing that, I'll have more work to do, and then I'll get more stress, and then I won't have time, and I won't. But actually, it's not like that at all.
Isn't it fun when we get out of our own way? We are so well practiced at making those justifications, but as soon as we can find some way to move them aside, just so much more can be achieved.
Yes.
What message would you like to give to that one person that needs to hear from you?
Put your fears aside and just do it. Really, just do it. Don't think about it. Just allow yourself, or give yourself permission to do it, because it will change your life. And really just put aside all those preconceived ideas of what healing is, coaching is, whatever, because we're all different and your work is different. And this was, even though like we do work together and I work with the intuitive side and I do similar work to you, it was just a real eye-opener for me and really shifted those deep programs or limiting programs that we have in our head and we're not even aware of. I just loved it, and I just want to encourage other people to do the same thing and not be afraid. And it's worth it. Every single bit of the time is worth it. And that was the other thing, you made it fun. It was not frightening, or it was fun because we would laugh every time. I laugh at ourselves, laugh at myself.
A lot. There was a lot of laughing.
Especially when I'm going, oh, God, Julie. So I cannot recommend you enough for the program. It was just wonderful. If people are afraid of this kind of like esoteric way of working, don't be, because there's nothing weird about it. It's really it's just raw, literally raw wisdom. It's wisdom. And we can all tap into it.
So thank you so much, Julie, for sharing your experience, I guess, with me, with Balance Central and with the Unlock Your Power program. It has been a delight to see what has occurred. And it hasn't been the easiest road. 2020 is when you went through this program. And I think that's a really important aspect to bring in, because it helped you just navigate everything, all those unknowns, all those uncertainties, just by injecting
Absolutely.
more of your empowerment all the time, just as a constant.
Yes, it did. And it was wonderful. And I think even though 2020 has been hard for all of us, I'm really glad I did it this particular year, because of those unknown feelings and factors, and also being left in a country I couldn't leave because of the pandemic. And it's a very strange feeling. Even though I know Bahrain very, very well, all I wanted to do was to go home to my family. This program started to clear away some of those fears and worries and procrastinations and all the things I did. So I'm really glad I did it in 2020.
So thank you very much for being able to share all of your experiences. And if anybody listening, watching, if you would like to learn more about Unlock Your Power, please, there will be some links attached to this video on whatever post you're seeing it on. If you're already on my website, please go into the Unlock Your Power tab and take a closer look. And I look forward to sharing another conversation about Unlock Your Power with you very soon.